Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, July 1. Starting today, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has fully activated its Enhanced Vector Control Program. This includes an enhanced public education program and media campaign, home inspections, and island-wide fogging by parish health departments. 1,000 temporary vector control workers are also engaged to destroy mosquito breeding sites. The ministry's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa Mackenzie, says this is in anticipation of increased mosquito breeding in the summer months, including those that carry the dengue virus. Dengue is a mosquito-borne disease in which a person may get a fever, headache, joint, and muscle pains. Some persons may develop severe dengue, which can lead to severe dehydration and can cause hemorrhagic manifestation, including bleeding and internal bleeding, which can lead to death.
Immediate medical attention should be sought once a person with a fever begins to vomit or have severe abdominal pain, any bleeding under the skin, or feel very weak or get confused.
The ministry is urging members of the public to avoid the use of aspirin, diclofenac, ibuprofen, or any of the medications or pain relievers known as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. When used to treat the fever in dengue, these drugs have been known to increase the severity of the disease. Persons may call the parish health departments or the Ministry of Health and Wellness at 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683 with any reports or concerns. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ is maintaining its policy rate offered on overnight balances from deposit-taking institutions at 0.75%. The central bank says the decision is based on its latest assessment that monetary conditions are appropriate to support the achievement of the inflation target of 4 to 6% over the medium term. In a statement on Thursday, the BOJ pointed out that Statin had reported that annual inflation stood at 4.8% in May 2019, up from 3.9% in April. According to the BOJ, the May outturn is consistent with its previous assessment and represents a return to the center of the target, following 5 consecutive months of annual inflation being below target. This is consequent on increased domestic agriculture prices and improved domestic activity in response to policy rate lowering over the last 8 quarters. The bank adds that inflation would then decline towards the bottom of the target in the period after the March 2020 quarter and only return to the midpoint slowly over the ensuing 3 years. Jamaican companies are being urged to increase their reach in the diaspora regions. Mayor of Miramar in Florida, United States, Wayne Messam, says his city wants to attract Jamaican companies as it is the 5th largest Jamaican diaspora location.
We have a foreign trade zone where you can distribute, as long as you're creating a job and some form of assembly. So for example, if you're exporting guava jam or whatever, if you package that in Miramar, you can do it tariff-free. You know, we're working with franchisees to educate them on how to get a business license, and we'll even go to another step to help them identify the zoning and places where they can establish their businesses.
Mr. Messam was addressing a session of the recently held 8th Biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference in Kingston. Meanwhile, 44 foreign nationals living in Jamaica have been granted citizenship by the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA. They were presented with their certificates and other documents during PICA's 4th public swearing-in ceremony for candidates on Thursday. The group comprises 19 women, 17 men, and 8 children from 17 countries. PICA's Director of Citizenship, Carol Saunders Hammond, says many of the applications received for citizenship are generally from persons of Jamaican heritage living overseas who are able to apply locally or from the diaspora. 9 of the recipients are descendants of Jamaicans. 20 have been granted citizenship by virtue of being married to Jamaicans, 11 are from Commonwealth countries, 1 individual has attained citizenship by naturalization, while 3 minors have been registered as citizens. And finally, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is assuring police personnel in Central and Southern Clarendon that they will be provided with adequate resources to fight crime. Clarendon has seen an upsurge in gun-related crimes recently. Minister Chang made the promise of resources following a tour of the Hayes and Lioneltown police stations in the parish on Friday.
I wanted to get a first-hand look at the facilities out here, look at what they're doing, speak to the officers in charge and see some of what they will require to improve their capacity and ensure we will get the crime under control in this area.
Rocky Point is earmarked for the construction of a new police station. This will house the Custom Enforcement Agency and Marine Police to increase the police's capacity to help deal with serious crimes in the area. Minister Chang says the South Coast Waters is a primary route for transnational crimes such as the guns for drugs and food for drugs trades.
Going south from whether St. Elizabeth or Clarendon is easy run for those who know the routing, and we have to ensure that our coastal capacity is in good order on the south coast, because one of the first steps we have to do if we're going to overcome the challenge we face of criminal activity is to ensure we can stop the guns coming in.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.